We waited 2 years, and now he's coming. Igor, released on May 17th, 2019, is Tyler's 5th studio album which reached widespread critical acclaim. The project sees Tyler transform himself into an almost Michael Jackson-esque persona, a character by the name of Igor. Today we will discuss Igor, why it is such a brilliant project, and how it helped Tyler achieve his status as a Grammy-winning artist. The story of Igor follows a love triangle between the titular character, his male love interest, and a woman that his love interest is seeing. The name Igor is the literary archetype that is portrayed as a gothic villain's assistant. In fact, the album cover of Igor shows his eyes slightly edited to mimic the deformation of the character. However, the character of Igor in this album represents a side of Tyler we've never seen before, that being his love life. While Flower Boy was Tyler coming to terms with himself through showcasing vulnerability, the character of Igor is parading in that vulnerability. The character represents a darker, more apathetic side of Tyler. Genre-wise, Igor is a mix of neo-soul, R&B, funk, pop, and a little bit of hip-hop. The album utilizes synthesizers and pitches Tyler's voice up. Tyler, the creator, as we know, has a very deep voice. He's described in interviews how he likes his voice as it is instantly recognizable, but simultaneously hates it as he wishes he could sing higher.
Honestly, I think I ruin songs. I hate my voice. I think I'm a fucking ridiculously talented producer and have really good ideas.
That's all kinds of messed up though, because you are widely regarded as having one of the best tones and the best, most recognizable voices in modern music.
Yeah, that's cute and shit, but when you want to write singy songs like Stevie Wonder, and you can't because your voice is holding you back and you sound like a monster all the fucking time, and because of that, people only want to hear you rap, but it's like, I'm not even that good at that, but I'm ridiculously good at that. You start hating it more. And I know my voice is sick as but it's like, all right, like I've rapped, let me show y'all what else I could do. Like I could hit free throws, but I could also like do cool dribbles. So because of that, I decided on Flower Boy to just try to shut the up and only speak when I need to speak. So
this is evident on Flower Boy and even Cherry Bomb, where you saw him take a more pop direction on some songs. The song Earthquake is one of Tyler's biggest songs to date and the highest charting song in the US. The song peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 and listed number 14 on Billboard's Best 100 Songs of 2019. Earthquake is akin to a pop love song about needing a lover that Tyler, or Igor in this case, is mistreated. The song features an iconic verse from Playboi Carti, which quite frankly is another big reason for the song's success. Tyler described when he made the song how he knew it was going to be his biggest song. Not only is Earthquake catchy, but according to him on the Broken Record podcast, he said the title was inspired by him writing the song during an actual earthquake. Earthquake was originally written for Justin Bieber, but he didn't take it. Rihanna also declined the song. We've now started to see a pattern where whenever Tyler gets a song rejected by a big artist, it becomes a hit. Earthquake is just a piece of the puzzle in the story of Igor, however. Puppet is about being madly in love with someone to the point that person controls the other's emotions. In fact, the first verse sounds incredibly dark, being interpreted in an interview as someone battling with a drug addiction. This song is another example that shines Tyler's best moments in writing capability, with accompanying vocals and lyrics from Kanye West. The first track, Igor's theme, immensely establishes the tone for the world we're about to enter. The lyric, "They're gonna feel this one," is one thing that almost immediately sets this record apart. This project will expand on the emotional side explored on Flower Boy, but just from a very different angle. New Magic Wand is probably the hardest song Tyler has ever put out. The live performance starts with a tribal chant, then turbulent bass hits as Tyler sings about being madly in love. Tyler described New Magic Wand as a perfected version of French off of Bastard. This song shows the more aggressive side of Igor, desperately trying to convince someone he has feelings for not to leave him, even threatening to kill his love interest and his love interest's interest just to get what he wants. Kind of like, if I can't have you, no one can. Of course, he's not being literal. This is a turbulent banger made out of pure heartbreak, frustration, and emotion. And it goes hard. Tyler previously described it in a tweet, saying that it was his best song ever. The title, A Boy is a Gun, is a play on the 1971 French movie titled A Girl is a Gun. The music video illustrates what this song and the album Igor is about even further, with Tyler showing up to breakfast with his male love interest and his ex-girlfriends. The song utilizes the same sample as Kanye West's Yeezus, Bound by the Perdosa Twins. Essentially, the song compares Tyler's love interest to that of a gun. In its entirety, Igor is about falling madly in love with someone, but eventually breaking it off while attempting to remain friends. I think part of the mass appeal of this project were its pop elements, and the raw emotion put into it. Igor can be hard to listen to all the way through due to how emotional it gets. You follow the main character through the process of falling in and out of love. The album is able to capture that feeling perfectly. One unique thing about this album compared to every other project Tyler's put out are its uncredited features. The album has features from huge artists, although you may not always be able to recognize them due to them not being credited to any songs on the album, besides Genius. Igor includes features from Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi Vert, Kanye West, Solange, Charlie Wilson, CeeLo Green, and Jared Carmichael, who's the narrating voice in the album. Igor debuted at number 1 on the Billboard US 200, becoming Tyler's first number 1 album. Tyler left a message for this album on the back of the cover. It reads, Igor, this is not Bastard, this is not Goblin, this is not Wolf, this is not Cherry Bomb, this is not Flower Boy, this is Igor. Pronounced Igor. Don't go into this expecting a rap album. Don't go into this expecting any album. Just go, jump into it. I believe the first listen works best all the way through, no skips, front to back. No distractions either. No checking your phone, no watching TV, no holding convo, full attention towards the sound where you can form your own opinions and feelings towards the album. Some go on walks, some drive, some lay in bed and sponge it all up. Whatever it is you choose, fully indulge. With volume. As much as I would like to paint a picture and tell you my favorite moments, I would rather you form your own. If we ever cross paths, feel free to articulate what those moments were for you. Keep it timely though, I'm not trying to have an Oprah episode. The entire album is also a loop. The end of Are We Still Friends ends on a B flat, which musically is unresolved. We go back to the beginning of the project, however, on IGOR'S theme, which starts with an E flat, which is resolved. That makes the album a loop. Ironically, this is not the only way this album becomes full circle. This is where the story of Tyler's dreams comes full circle as well. As if you remember on Bastard, he says on the very first song, that being the title track, "My goal in life is a Grammy, hope mom attend the ceremony." Igor ended up receiving a Grammy for Best Rap Album of the Year at the 2020 Grammy Awards. While it is incredibly satisfying for this journey to come full circle, Igor being nominated for Best Rap Album doesn't make sense in many ways. In the Aftermath speech, while Tyler saying he was thankful, he also criticized the Grammys for the use of the urban category, which he described as a politically correct term for the N-word. It's hard to imagine getting your first Grammy yet being conflicted about it. His reasoning for this speech makes total sense, as Igor isn't technically a rap album. Tyler the Creator may be considered a rapper, but not all of his work falls under the category of rap. He describes how being put in the rap and urban category for what was essentially a pop album seemed racially motivated, and kind of like a backhand compliment.
On one side, I'm very grateful that what I made could just be, acknowledged in a world like this. But also, it sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category, which is, and I don't like that urban word, it's just a politically correct way to say the N-word to me. So when I hear that, I'm just like, why can't we just be in pop? Why can't it just, you know what I mean? So I felt like half of me feels like the rap nomination was a backhanded compliment. Like, my little cousin wants to play the game. Let's give him the unplugged controller so he could shut up and feel good about it. That's what it felt like a bit. But another half of me is very grateful that the art that I made could be acknowledged on a level like this when I don't do the radio stuff. I'm not played in Target. I'm in a whole different world than what a lot of people here listen to. So I'm grateful and like,
There are only a few moments where Tyler actually raps on Igor, such as What's Good, which quite frankly is the only song I can say for certain is a rap song. The rest of the project falls somewhere under what can be considered pop, neo-soul, R&B, and funk. At this point so far in the story, he reached the top of his career. He'd finally garnered the respect he wanted since Cherry Bomb. Well, when you accomplish your dreams, there's only one thing to do, and that's celebrate, by seeing what else is out there and getting lost in the madness, which is exactly what Tyler would end up doing on his next project.